Once upon a time, somewhere on this wonderful planet we call Earth, in a city somewhere on this Earth, a group of boys chased a boy into the forest at the edge of town. The lone little boy entered the forest. The little boy hid among the trees until he was certain that the boys were gone. Soon the forest grew quiet. The little boy listened. He heard something. A tree whispered to the boy, "Come closer, sit down, and I will tell you a story," Mr. Tree said. Once upon a time, in a magical forest nestled deep within the Enchanted Valley, there lived a unicorn family known as the Stardust Clan. Among them were Nashira, a young and vibrant unicorn with a sparkling lavender coat, and her best friend Altair, a noble unicorn with a golden mane and a heart as bright as the sun. Their bond was as strong as the enchanted trees that surrounded their home. Nashira's enchanting eyes sparkled with kindness, while Altair's powerful horn glistened with the promise of adventure. Nashira's family also included her baby brother, Lil Izar, a tiny unicorn with the softest, snow-white fur. Cielo was the eldest of the Stardust Clan. He had a magnificent silver coat that shone like moonlight. However, Cielo was impatient and eager to grow up too quickly. He often left Lil Izar behind during their adventures, leaving him feeling lonely and excluded. One sunny morning, as Nashira and Altair were playing by the crystal-clear river, they noticed Lil Izar sitting alone by the water's edge, his eyes filled with tears. They rushed to his side, comforting him and promising to be by his side no matter what. "Where is our older brother Cielo?" Nashira asked her baby brother, Lil Izar. "Wasn't Cielo supposed to stay with you today?" she asked. "Yes," Lil Izar declared. "But Cielo went off with some of his friends. He told me to stay here and wait for you and Altair." Nashira. "Well, if our father heard of this, Cielo would be in big trouble for leaving you alone, Lil Izar," Nashira said. "Oh, do not tell Papa what Cielo has done," Lil Izar declared. "I do not want Big Brother angry at me." Nashira saw the concern on her baby brother's face. "Do not fret, my little one, I will not tell Papa on Cielo," she said. "Look, there comes your father Sir Majorus, now," Altair declared. Altair, Nashira and Lil Izar looked up as Majorus approached them. "Yes, and there in the distance is our mother Lyra and our aunt, Lita," Nashira said. "Greetings, my children," Majorus declared. "I have some news. Your cousin Stella is missing." Majorus, their wise and powerful father, shared with them that he learned of Stella's disappearance, the teenage niece of Lyra. Lyra, Nashira's gentle mother, and Lita, her kind-hearted aunt. Just then Lyra and Lita reached the small group. Off in the distance Cielo saw his mother approaching his father. "Majorus, my mate. We need your help," Lyra declared, as she closed the distance between them. "Majorus, I have been looking for you. You must come and help us find Stella." It was Lyra, his mate. "Yes, brother-in-law, we need your help," Lita pleaded. "We have come to plead with Majorus to help find Stella, who had ventured into the Forbidden Forest with her friends." Just then Cielo, having seen his mother and aunt, made his way over to his family. He joined them too. "But we can't forget about the little ones, Lyra. They need us too," her sister Lita said, walking over and nudging her little nephew Izar. Majorus turned to his mate Lyra, and said, "Lyra, you and Lita go on to the Forbidden Forest, but don't go in. I will meet you at the entrance soon." "Yes, my love," Lyra said as she led her sister Lita away. Majorus turned to his children and their friend Altair. "Your mother's niece Stella has gone off to the Forbidden Forest with a group of friends." Majorus turned his attention to Altair and said, "Altair, I need you to go and summon the village elders and tell them we need their help." Majorus turned to his eldest son Cielo and said, "Cielo, it's time you understand the true meaning of family and empathy. I'll take care of this situation with your cousin, Stella. But you must learn. Stay with your sister and brother, make sure they get home safe. You are needed at home." Cielo wasn't happy with his father's decision. He waited and watched as his father left. After Cielo was sure his father was well on his way to the Forbidden Forest, and turned to his sister Nashira and said, "Nashira, you take Lil Izar home, now. And don't go anywhere else," he commanded. But Cielo. Nashira went to disagree. "No, but Cielo. Just do what I told you to do. Cielo declared, before turning and heading in the direction of his father. Besides, Nashira, you and Lil Izar are both too small to go to the Forbidden Forest, Cielo said. Dumbfounded Nashira had stood frozen in place at what her brother had said. Then Lil Izar nudged his sister. Come on, sister, let's go home. Slowly Nashira followed as Lil Izar led them home. Unbeknownst to Cielo, Majorus doubled back and witnessed Cielo's unkindness toward Nashira and Lil Izar. He decided to teach Cielo a valuable lesson in empathy. Just then Altair returns. Sir Majorus, I have alerted the rest of the elders and they are on their way to the Forbidden Forest now, Altair said. Excellent Altair. Well done. Majorus declared. Happy to help, Sir Majorus. Do you mind if I accompany you to the Forbidden Forest? Thank you for asking, Altair. But I must return home to see that Nashira's, Lil Izar, arrives safely. I'm afraid they may be home alone. But Sir Majorus, I can go to your home and look after Nashira and Lil Izar for you. That way you can go to the Forbidden Forest and find Stella. Majorus looked at Altair and remembered he was more like a son. Thank you, Altair, I wished my son Cielo was more like you. If you don't mind, I will take you up on your offer. Majorus watched Altair head back to their village. He felt assured Altair would watch out for Nashira's, and Lil Izar. Majorus turned and headed for the Forbidden Forest. As Majorus made his way to the Forbidden Forest, he pondered his dilemma with his son. Back at home Nashira and Lil Izar were sitting peaceful waiting to hear some news. Altair, what are you doing here? I thought you were on your way to the Forbidden Forest. Nashira said. I came back to stay with you and Lil Izar, your father Sir Majorus asked me to. Father knows you are like family, Nashira said as she closed the distance between them. Nashira moved in close to Altair and said. We're a family, and family always looks out for each other, no matter what. I can't believe Cielo went off and left Lil Izar and me like that. Thanks for coming back. Nashira, I came back to stay with you and Lil Izar. After your father learned Cielo left the two of you alone, I offered to come back with you and your father agreed, Altair said. Lil Izar will be glad you are here, Altair, Nashira said. Nashira, torn between her loyalty to her family and her deep friendship with Altair, embarked on her own voyage of self-discovery. She realized that empathy wasn't just about caring for others but understanding their feelings and perspectives. Do you want to know something, Altair? Nashira asked but didn't wait for his response. I'm glad you are here too, Altair. Altair smiled, me too. Meanwhile, Cielo has had time to think since he is alone. Cielo, separated from his family, confronted his own trials and tribulations. Alone in the forest, he had the time and solitude to reflect on his impatience and the pain he had unknowingly inflicted on Lil Izar and his Nashira. Meanwhile, as the search for Stella begins, back at the entrance to the Forbidden Forest, their determination to find Stella grew fiercer with each passing day. The Forbidden Forest, once feared, now became a place of transformation and enlightenment. The Stardust Clan realized that their strength lay in their unity and empathy. The Elder Unicorns determined the best way to go into the Forbidden Forest. And they selected several groups and then split up and went off in different directions to search. The Elder Unicorn's search for Stella intensifies. Majorus was glad he had left his mate Lyra safe at the entrance of the Forbidden Forest. The Elders assembled, and Majorus, fortified by their collective support, resumed the quest for Stella. The Forbidden Forest, dark and mysterious, loomed before them, harboring secrets and challenges plenty. Majorus, leading one of the search party through the forest, had an epiphany. He grasped that the most valuable lesson he could impart to his family was the significance of empathy, forgiveness, and unity. Majorus travels deep into the Forbidden Forest. Family is everything to Majorus. Their journey through the forest tested their courage and unity in ways they had never imagined. They encountered strange creatures and enchanted obstacles, each encounter offering profound lessons in empathy and teamwork. Majorus remembered his family. Deep inside a canyon in the Forbidden Forest, Majorus, leading the search party through the forest, had an epiphany. He grasped that the most valuable lesson he could impart to his family was the significance of empathy, forgiveness, and unity. The time for redemption has come. Majorus calls for help from. The flying unicorn is summoned. The flying unicorn finds Stella in the dark canyon. Stella is rescued. The forbidden forest, once feared, now became a place of transformation and enlightenment. The Stardust Clan realized that their strength lay in their unity and empathy. Majorus, leading the search party through the forest, had an epiphany. He grasped that the most valuable lesson he could impart to his family was the significance of empathy, forgiveness, and unity. On the banks of a mysterious river, the Stardust Clan finally reunited with Majorus. Together, they rescue Stella. It was a moment of redemption, of forgiveness, and of profound transformation. In the tale of the Stardust Clan, we find an eternal lesson, that empathy, love, and unity have the power to transform even the most mystical of journeys into an extraordinary adventure of the heart. Meanwhile, back to the little boy and Mr. Tree. And as the little boy looked up at Mr. Tree, he thought to himself, "Oh, what a wonderful story thou hast told me! For I think when I look out with my eyes, I can behold, I can see those beautiful unicorns you described in your story to me." The old tree smiled and said, "Always remember, my child. They always live among us, for it is a story as old as time. For you must remember this. And listen when the bell chimes. For it was once said that the unicorns were running around free when the ark was born to be. For the unicorn is the loveliest creature God ever made. Can you not see? Well, that's our story. We hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, and to give us a big thumbs up like. Check out our other videos on our channel. Now have a wonderful day. And remember, love is like magic and it always will be. For love still remains life's sweet mystery. Love works in ways that are wondrous and strange. And there's nothing in life that love cannot change. Love can transform the most commonplace into beauty and splendor and sweetness and grace. Love is unselfish, understanding and kind. For it sees with its heart and not with its mind. Love gives and forgives, there is nothing too much. For love to heal with its magic touch. Love is the language that every heart speaks. For love is the one thing that every heart seeks. Thank you, Helen Steiner Rice, for that fabulous poem.